I've heard amazing things about your community for a long time, and I certainly feel like your beautiful community is already covered over with love. And I wanted to talk today about how love leads the way, and what that means to me is that Spirit's love is such an infinite, eternal, and rich, ever-present flow of life. And each time that fills us up and lifts us up and covers us over, we have the opportunity to just revel in it, take it in, and grow richer and richer as we move forward on our own path, whatever that path may be. Back in Santa Rosa, I live close to a bird refuge. And every day, no matter where I go, I see hawks and wild birds flying overhead. And they're riding the currents, wings open, just soaring. And oh, that freedom. They must feel so full of freedom and liberation to be so high, soaring along with open wings. And for myself, I know that when I can open my heart, like those birds open their wings, I get into the flow of Spirit's love. And it lifts me up. And it brightens my vision, and I become better able to appreciate my life, myself, and the people around me. And I know we're going to have time for golden nuggets a little bit later on this morning. And so I invite you to be thinking about what is your own unique way to connect with Spirit. I believe that each of us has our own unique way to feel all that love and connection with Spirit. And my daughter and my dog have been teaching me unconditional love and still continue to teach me unconditional love. But your experience of unconditional love and your connection with Spirit, it might come through your partners, your pets, your children, and the more we can easily open to that beautiful, divine flow, I believe that each experience of that lights up the path that we are all walking and makes the way easier to walk along. Now, not everyone is able to find love in their families. I have a friend who, he experienced quite a bit of hardship growing up, and for a number of reasons, there just wasn't much love available to him and his family. So by the time he became an adult, he didn't gravitate to building relationships or seeking out sweethearts. Instead, he got himself a car. And that car became the love of his life. And every morning, before he leaves the house, he washes and restores the wax on his car, and then he vacuums and cleans it. And that is his meditation time, his quiet time. And then all day long, wherever he goes, he is completely at ease in his vehicle of love. And it keeps him in such a state of deep appreciation and gratitude. Now, a few years later, he was able to marry, but to this day, he tells me that loving his car helped him grow in gratitude and a richer appreciation of his own life. And that's what opened the way for him to create a new and healthy family for himself. As a young person, I of course wanted love for myself, but when it came to loving others, I wasn't so sure about that. I thought there might be something wrong with me. It just didn't feel easy to love people outside my family that I didn't really know, although sometimes it wasn't easy to love my family either. And I would see romantic love in the movies, and I would go, oh, this is real. But the more life experience I gained, I came to see I needed to find love inside myself before I could share it with others. Now, have you noticed that there seems to be a lot of confusion about love in our world? It's said that we all want love, but you know what I've heard people say is, oh, I can't get involved. That hurts too much. Or, well, that was nice, but I'm never going to go there again because I simply can't take the pain of loving someone like that. And we may have all heard that love is sweet, love is tender. We know, of course we know love can be very passionate as well, yet love is not always comfortable. It can be demanding. We may have to make accommodations or compromise, and depending on the relationship or the situation, we might even have to give deeply of ourselves. And sometimes in love, we may face a challenge and be called to really step up and move beyond our fear. Or maybe we keep our guard up against love because we're afraid that our deepest needs may never be fulfilled. Sometimes we focus on love as a beautiful act of caring and shy away from loving ourselves. Psychology tells us that the desire to be loved is one of the most basic human needs. Now, as a teen, one summer I was very fortunate. I got to go to Bible camp. And at this camp, they ask each of us to choose a verse to learn something about. And the one that I chose was from 1 Corinthians. I'm just going to share a portion of it. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is never, and it is not easily angered. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, and love never fails. Now, those words gave me such a sense of confidence that if I could find it, that whatever love I would find, that I felt I could trust and love. And I began to have hope that I would find it in my own life. But it really wasn't until I began to know about our teachings that I understood that love is Spirit's true nature. And Spirit wants to share its love with me, with you, and everyone. And it was only then that I realized, wow, I don't know that much about love at all. So, you know what it feels like when your laptop or your PC has stopped working, and most of the time this happens when you've got something really important to do, and you don't know which way to turn. Well, there was a time when my love psychology, my love technology needed a serious upgrade. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share with you the phone call that I had the day I made tech support I called tech support to get help with love. Tech support, how can I help you? I'd like to install love. Can you tell me how to achieve that? Well, yes, I can help you. Are you ready to begin? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be any good at this. I think I'm ready, but what do I have to do? Well, the first step is to open your heart. Have you located it? Yes, I have, but you know, just to be honest, I have some other programs running right now. Can I install love while they're still active? Well, tell me, what are the programs? I have past hurt, low self-esteem, grudge and resentment active. They're all active right now. No problem. Love will gradually erase your past hurts from your current operating system. And it may remain in your permanent memory, but it will no longer interfere with your other programs. And love will gradually override self-esteem with a module called high self-esteem. And the thing is, you will have to completely turn off grudge and resentment. These programs prevent love from being properly installed. Can you turn those off? Oh, golly gee, I don't know how to turn them off. Okay. You just go to your start menu and invoke forgiveness. And you do this as many times as necessary until grudge and resentment have been completely erased. Now, this can take a while, but at least for today, you can begin working on it. Okay, I moved grudge and resentment to one location, so I can begin deleting them as I'm able. Wow! Love has started installing itself. Is this normal? Yes, but remember, you only have the basic program. You will have to begin connecting to other hearts in order to get the upgrade. Okay, oops. I have an error message. Oh, God. Program will not run on external components. Don't worry. The love program is set to run on internal hearts, and it simply means you have to love yourself before you can love others. It's so much easier for me to love others than myself. Well, click on self-acceptance, and you'll see a drop-down menu. Now click on self-forgiveness, realize your worth, and acknowledge your limitations. This can take a while, but I know you can get started on this today. Okay. These files are huge, but Already, I'm feeling better. Great. Now just copy this all to your My Heart directory, and the system will override any conflicting files and begin repairing any faulty programming you might have. Wow! My heart is filling up, and peace and contentment are engraving themselves on my heart. Congratulations, you have successfully installed love. Now, one more thing. Love is shareware. So you be sure to share it with everyone you meet, and they in turn will share it with others. And that will guarantee that your future updates keep your love growing. Thank you, God. Siota, you're welcome. Call me anytime. So I believe there's a part of me and a part of you that calls out for love and wants to be answered. And as the human reflections of spirit, we can feel that divine urge to love and to be loved. I believe that each of us embodies all the love in the universe, and that we're worthy of love no matter what's going on, what we're doing, what we did, what we don't even remember. As that reflection of spirit, it's always available to us. But the question that is actually still my question is, how can we change any limiting programs we might have installed? Or maybe we need help allowing ourselves to receive love. Sometimes we learn about love from our family. Now, as a child, it was clear to me and to everyone that my sister and I had very different experiences and expectations about love. I was the oldest, and oh boy, I was so excited when I found out I was going to get a sibling. And my parents prepared me very carefully, teaching me how to be very gentle with the new baby. And from the beginning, my sister was very aggressive with me, hitting me, biting me, and I quickly learned that even though I loved her and I wanted to be around her, I had to be very careful and be aware of her moods. And yes, this was violence from the crib. And later, we found out she was diabetic. And she must have been so uncomfortable whenever she was so aggressive. And after she got the medical care she needed, she was not so reactive. So we were always close. But I did learn to give her space at the same time because of her health issues. But still in all, I always watched out for her. Now, when my two brothers came along, it became very apparent. We had two peacemakers, and we had two troublemakers. I'll let you guess which side I was on. And my sister and oldest brother, they liked to fight. And they had a far more difficult time receiving love and sharing love. And my youngest brother and I, we were very easygoing, and we didn't care for all that fighting. And you might consider for yourselves, are there any messages or strategies about love you learned from your family or friends? And are they still serving you? I have met some people who seem to have just a natural understanding of love. It seems to come easy for them. And others like me, well, believe me, I had to grow into it. And I had to start with loving myself. And when self-love begins to grow, and it fruits and flowers, it blossoms in the garden of our heart. And for me, self-love is and was learning to accept all the parts of me without harsh judgment. Learning to see myself as the human expression of divine love. Sometimes I forget. And so my strategy is I practice remembering I am the human expression of divine love, just like you. And some of the things that have helped me grow in appreciating and loving myself, I look for ways to cherish myself. Every now and again, as my day is going on, I pause and I say, well, how's your day going? And I say, is it a good day? Is it a bad day? And I can say to myself, some days, I can say to myself, hey, Siota, you are doing great. And some days I go, well, you're still working on it. And another time will come along and you can do better. Keep up the good work. The best time for me to practice my self-love is right now. Because for me, life is always happening right now. So I don't wait till tomorrow or next week when things might be better. And it could be something simple like, hey, congratulations, Si. You left the office at 5 today. Instead of staying late, you're doing great. Remember all that negative programming I had when I called for tech support? Let me see, what was it? Oh, past hurts, low self-esteem, grudge, and resentment. I'm still working on some of those. What I notice, though, is that when I criticize or blame others, I don't feel good inside myself. So another thing that I do to help me grow my self-love is I practice adjusting my attitude. And sometimes I have to watch my words. Forgiveness can be such a powerful tool for healing past hurts. So I practice it daily. And I try to remember and appreciate that we are all parts of the wholeness and oneness of spirit. And that even when I have a hard time loving myself, I know that Spirit loves us no matter what. Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, wrote a beautiful description of love that I want to share now. Love is the power that joins and binds us in divine harmony with the universe and everything in it. Whoever calls on Spirit for healing is calling on divine love, and divine love will bring your own to you. Adjust all misunderstandings and make your life and affairs healthy, happy, and free. Healthy, happy, and free? I like that. And just as we experience loving ourselves in our own beautiful, unique way, knowing and feeling how much Spirit loves us may also be unique. I have friends that take time in nature to be with Spirit. I find that looking up at the sky gives me a sense of being connected. And when I turn to prayer, whether I'm saying it for myself or I'm seeking support from a practitioner, prayer is what opens my heart so I'm soaring with Spirit, just like those wild birds flying overhead. No matter how much love we receive and share, each experience of love can lead us to more and more if we're aware of that and we're willing to receive. Now, Spirit's unconditional love, wow, that is an unstoppable radiance. And it can bring powerful transformation and uplifts my downcast eyes and heals my, let's put quotes around this, sense of struggle. It nourishes the soul in our desire to be united with Spirit. Well, for me, unconditional love is loving others freely and fully without demands or restrictions. It's a constant flow of love that I don't turn off and on. It's also a selfless love, a full acceptance without expecting anything in return, no strings attached. And just like we can practice self-love and deepening our connection with Spirit, we can practice unconditional love. Even the small things can make a difference. Give someone a friendly wave and let them get in front of you when traffic is stopped. Or look for the face of Spirit in everyone you meet as you go about your day. The more we can anchor ourselves in the awareness of love and practice how it feels for us, the greater opportunity we have in growing love within ourselves and sharing it, growing deeper and richer in our realization of our relationship with Spirit, and sharing unconditional love with our world. Moment by moment, we can allow love to lead the way. Thank you. Now let's turn to prayer. I begin this prayer acknowledging all the love and gratitude that's already in the room. Knowing that love is that infinite, unlimited, eternal presence of love, alive at the heart center of all beings as a constant guide and loving companion, a divine horn of plenty tipped over and pouring forth, the voice that always speaks in the silence, the hearing that always knows exactly what's being said. And each of us and all people everywhere are made of this love. It is Spirit expressing itself through our hands, our actions, our hearts and minds, and this is the truth we can never be separate from. And so I claim that for everyone gathered here, for our viewers online, and for those who may enjoy the service later on, that all of us have a direct, rich, amazing, transformative experience of love right now. So that when we stand up and put one foot on the ground and then the next, we are walking in freedom. We are seeing our universe with the clarity and vision and eyes of love. And should there be any unspoken prayer in anyone's heart, I know that right now, Spirit is listening, and that our prayers are being answered. And so, knowing that we are living in vibrancy, in health, in love, in clarity and freedom, I am grateful. I am grateful for the principle and the consciousness that makes this truth so. I am grateful for this time, this place, and all gathered here. And I release this word, and so it is.